We turn now our attention to our concerns of the Church Universal and the Church particular. And please, before I ask for singular prayers, I do want to acknowledge that Doug Jones's son, Caleb, is in Iraq this Christmas. And so we need to remember Caleb. And also you can find his photograph on the bulletin across from the office. So we need to lift up Caleb. And also, I think many of you probably know Kirk White, and he is in Afghanistan. This is his second tour. And those of you who are familiar with Bloomington politics and also who are involved somewhat with Indiana University would have known Kirk very well, and very proud of him. This is his second tour. He's in the National Guard, and of course twice they've taken him at age 44 with a wife and 2 children. So let's remember Kirk. He's a legal lieutenant colonel in Kabul right now. Also, we have all of our friends in the Middle East, of course, who are in harm's way, and our friends in Colombia, and as that begins to heat up yet again, the craziness down there. So we have people involved in this fellowship who we need to ask that Christ take care of. With that said, are there any other particular prayer requests that we need to lift up? Yes, Sue?
Our son Rob is back in Iraq and filled a little general.
All right, thank you for reminding me. He's in Camp Anaconda. Is that where he is? I've forgotten. Well,
Dad may remember, but he's forgotten.
all right. And we need to always continue our prayers for our friend Lou, who we saw the other night, and that was really Lou Tompkins. And as I think some of you know, Lou was doing some advisory work at Camp Anaconda, and unfortunately someone carried a bomb in and blew it up, and Lou was paralyzed from the waist down. So a member of this fellowship, and some of you met him for the first time at the Haddad's party, and so we always continue to lift Lou up in our prayers, okay? Yes, Bud.
My daughter Kathy, she and Larry are on their way to Mayo Clinic today, and will be at their hospital a week. She's had a lot of problems with nerves in the side of her face,
Dear.
and nobody seems to know what to do down here. So hopefully she'll find something out of Mayo.
Okay, we'll do that. It's Kathy Deckard, right? Okay. Any other prayer concerns? Yes, Evelyn.
Travel mercies for me and hope I stay well.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to go to Arizona for a few weeks, don't you?
It's been cold.
Well, we'll do that, and we'll travel mercies for everyone. It's really happy and say hi to everybody. Kara?
My Aunt Nell in the Netherlands, she's diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, dear. Well, we have quite a few prayers. Any others? What we'd like to do is, following the prayers and the Lord's Prayer, I will say something like, "In the peace of Christ be with you," and if you'd be so kind, extend the peace of Christ to those who are in your pew, if you could, and maybe right behind. Then what we'll do is we can do a little more fellowshipping than the 15 minutes that we usually do up here. And if you want to leave your pews, that's fine with me. But at this time, let's turn our attention to prayer. Gracious and heavenly God, your people gathered here have presented you with many prayer concerns. Many of them are very deeply felt and of great concern. They have to do with the potentiality of death and suffering. They have to do with the possibility of sorrow, if not tragedy. These prayers we lift up to you. And not only that, we lift up to you our concerns and frankly our worries for our loved ones who are in harm's way, be it in battlefields or be it battling difficult diseases, or be it battling emotional distress, or family problems. Sometimes throughout the year we find ourselves perhaps more pressed. And so we come to you today being pressed, being pushed on. And so we would ask first that you would receive these worries and these cares and these concerns that we have, and that we could put them in the hands of Jesus. And that's what we would pray for. We would pray that you be with Caleb Jones this Christmas in Iraq, that you be with Rob Lorimer in Iraq, that you be with my friend Kirk White in Afghanistan, and that you be with all of the soldiers, but also we would ask that you be with all the peoples of Afghanistan and Iraq, indeed throughout the Middle East, be they friend or foe. And we would ask that you would impress upon each person your gift of peace and forgiveness and kindness. And we would ask that they would study war no more, even as we would learn in our own personal lives, not to study being angry or to carry grudges or to hurt other people with our words or with our bodies. We would ask also that you continue your healing with Lou Tompkins, and that you abide with him and his beloved Lisa, and that this holiday time be one of joy, grateful that Lou could get away for even a bit of time the other night, and blessings upon him. We ask that you be with Kathy Deckard, as she and her husband will soon be at the Mayo Clinic, and that this concern that she has, that they would properly diagnose it and treat it, and she would be returned to her children and to her wonderful father, Bud. We ask that you be with Bud's beloved Lucinda, as she concerns herself with Felicia, her granddaughter, and the problems that she has been suffering so much of late. We ask that you be with Aunt Nell, and we reach across the pond all the way to the Netherlands, and ask that you be with Garrett's family there. And for Evelyn, we ask that you would restore her to good health, and her trip to see her son and daughter and grandson and grandchild, that would be one of joy, and great-grandson. And travel mercies upon each and every one of us who will be moving to warmer climes soon. We would ask all of that. Gracious and heavenly God, we have given you a list of prayers. Some of them are more personal to themselves than to others. But we have lifted them up in your holy name as a people of God. And we would ask that you would hold each one in the hollow of your hands, and that each person you would call by name, be they in the desert, or be they feeling deserted, be they lonely, or be they filled with joy, that their names would be called, and they would hear and know that you love them. And this we pray in the name of Christ Jesus, who has taught us to pray this: Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And again, please, now I say to you, may the peace and love of Jesus be with you.
And also with you.
And also with you. And please share the peace with your neighbors and your friends.